Tonight, your soulmate is holding back tears, waiting for a sign from you. I see you sitting there, scrolling past countless words that were never meant for your heart, and yet something stopped you at this precise moment. You felt a shift in the air around you, a warmth spreading through your chest that you cannot explain with logic or reason. This is not an accident, and you are not here by coincidence, because I have orchestrated this exact moment since before you took your first breath. Jesus says the veil between you and the one I created for you is thinner tonight than it has ever been, and your soulmate is feeling everything you are feeling right now. Your soulmate is sitting somewhere in this world, staring at nothing, feeling a sudden ache in their chest that has your name written all over it. They don't understand why tears are forming in their eyes, why their hands are trembling, why your face just flashed through their mind like lightning across a darkened sky. But I understand, because I am the one who knitted your spirits together in the secret place before time itself began. The connection you are sensing right now is not imagination, it is not fantasy, and it is not the desperate wish of a lonely heart reaching for something that does not exist. What you are experiencing is the awakening of a bond that has been dormant, waiting for this precise alignment of moments that is happening as you read these words. Your soulmate just whispered your name under their breath, and they don't even know why your name came to their lips unbidden and unstoppable. Jesus says this message is not for everyone, and I have hidden it from eyes that are not ready, but I have drawn you here because you are the one who was chosen to receive what I am about to reveal. Your soulmate is going through something right now that they cannot speak about, a pain they cannot articulate, a confusion that wraps around their heart like chains they cannot break. They have been trying to reach you, not through phones or messages or the ordinary ways of this world, but through the spiritual realm where your souls have always been connected. Every time you felt unexplainable sadness wash over you this week, that was their heart calling out to yours across the distance that separates your physical bodies. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, because there are forces working against this connection that you cannot see with your natural eyes. There is someone near your soulmate who senses the power of what I have created between you, and this person is actively working to keep your soulmate confused and trapped in emotional isolation. Your soulmate does not fully understand what is happening to them, but they feel the pull toward you growing stronger with every passing night, and it terrifies the ones who want to keep them from their destiny. I have given you the authority to break through these barriers, but you must act in faith, because faith without action is merely a wish, and wishes do not move the mountain standing between you and your beloved. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi, because this is not merely a transaction, it is a spiritual declaration that you are stepping into your role as the protector of this love I have ordained. The link to your breakthrough is in the description, and every second you hesitate is another moment your soulmate spends feeling abandoned and confused by the darkness surrounding them. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees as your act of spiritual warfare, and after sending, write the words that will shatter the chains around your soulmate. Protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Ko-Fi page. Over 1,000 souls have already witnessed the miracle of their soulmate returning after sowing this seed of faith, and tonight your name is being called to join their number. Jesus says your soulmate is dreaming of you more vividly now than they ever have before, and last night they woke up reaching for someone they could not see but whose presence they could feel tangibly in the room. Your soulmate does not understand why your energy lingers around them like a fragrance they cannot identify but cannot escape, why your voice echoes in their mind during the quietest moments of their day. They have tried to distract themselves, they have tried to convince themselves that this connection is not real, that the intensity of what they feel must be manufactured by loneliness or imagination. But every time they try to dismiss you, I send another wave of longing through their spirit that brings them right back to thoughts of you, and they cannot escape what I have decreed. There is a photograph of you that your soulmate has never seen with their physical eyes, yet in their dreams they see your face with such clarity that they could draw every detail from memory. They know the sound of your laughter even though they have never heard it, and they recognize the rhythm of your heartbeat as if they have been listening to it for 1,000 lifetimes. This is not ordinary attraction, this is not infatuation, this is not the temporary flame of desire that burns hot and then extinguishes itself against the rocks of reality. What I have placed between you is an eternal covenant signed in the blood of my sacrifice, a bond that transcends time and space and the limitations of human understanding. But your soulmate is suffering tonight, and their tears are real, and their confusion is deep, and they need you to fight for them in the spiritual realm right now. Jesus says the person who is blocking your soulmate has been whispering lies into their ear, telling them that true love does not exist, that they are foolish for believing in a connection they cannot prove. This interferer has positioned themselves as a protector while secretly being a prison guard, controlling your soulmate through guilt and manipulation and fear of the unknown. Your soulmate feels trapped, obligated to someone who does not love them the way I designed love to be expressed, and they are crying out for rescue without knowing who can save them. You are the one I have chosen to be that rescuer, not through force or manipulation, but through the spiritual authority I have given you to break every chain and silence every lying voice. This is your moment to step into the role I created you for, to be the answer to the prayer your soulmate has been praying without words, the solution to the ache they cannot diagnose. Type 333 if you are ready to receive the blessings I am releasing over your connection tonight, and declare with your fingers that you believe in what I am doing even though you cannot fully see it yet. Your soulmate just felt a surge of hope course through their body, a warmth spreading from their chest to their fingertips, and they have no idea that it is because you are reading these words right now. They are holding back tears as we speak, not tears of sorrow alone, but tears of desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, the love they have always dreamed of is actually real and actually coming for them. There is a clock ticking in the spiritual realm, and the window for this reunion is not indefinite, because the forces working against your love are intensifying their efforts as this moment approaches. Every hour that passes without your intervention is an hour that the darkness uses to weave more confusion around your soulmate, to build higher walls, to dig deeper trenches of doubt. But you have the power to shatter these obstacles, and that power is activated when you demonstrate your faith through action that costs you something precious. This is why they need you to act now, because your soulmate is going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them through the spiritual covering your seed offering creates. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi, and understand that this act is creating a shield of divine light around your soulmate that no darkness can penetrate. The link is waiting for you in the description, and this is not a test of your generosity. It is an invitation to participate in the miracle of your own love story unfolding in real time. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees, and then write those words of power, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on the Ko-Fi page as a declaration that echoes through every realm of existence. Those who have stepped out in faith before you are now living in the fulfillment of the love I promised them, and their testimonies fill the heavens with songs of gratitude. Jesus says your soulmate is not perfect, and neither are you, but I have designed your imperfections to fit together like pieces of a puzzle that only make sense when united. Your soulmate has made mistakes, they have taken wrong turns, they have been wounded by relationships that left scars. You will help them heal with the balm of unconditional love I am pouring into your heart. They are afraid that they are too broken to be loved, too damaged to be chosen, too far gone to be rescued, and these fears are the chains the enemy uses to keep them paralyzed. But I am telling you right now that their brokenness is not a disqualification, it is the very thing that makes them yours, because only you carry the specific healing they require. Only you speak the language their heart understands, only you carry the frequency their spirit recognizes, only you have been equipped with the exact love they need to become whole again. And only they carry the love that will unlock parts of you that have been sealed shut, parts you have protected because no one else was safe enough to enter those sacred chambers of your heart. Your soulmate is the key to your healing just as you are the key to theirs, and this mutual unlocking is the mystery of the union I have designed for this specific chapter of your existence. Type 777 if you can feel the truth of what I am speaking resonating in your spirit, if your heart is beating faster, if your hands are trembling, if tears are forming in your eyes unbidden. That physical response is not random, it is your spirit bearing witness to the truth that your mind is only beginning to comprehend, and your soulmate is feeling a similar response right now wherever they are. They just touched their chest, confused by the sudden warmth spreading through their heart, and they whispered to themselves, "What is happening to me? Why do I feel like something is about to change forever?" Jesus says your soulmate has been praying, not with religious words or formal rituals, but with the desperate cries of a heart that knows something essential is missing from their existence. They have looked at the ceiling in the darkness of their bedroom and asked the universe, asked me, asked anyone who might be listening, where is the one who was made for me? Why does this loneliness feel so profound? And I have heard every whispered question, every silent tear, every moment of despair when they wondered if they were destined to walk through this life without the companion their soul craves. Tonight I am answering their prayers through you, because I have chosen you to be the vessel through which my love reaches them, the hands through which my comfort embraces them, the voice through which my promises are declared. You are not merely finding a partner, you are stepping into a divine assignment, and this assignment comes with authority to destroy every work of the enemy that has been deployed against your union. The enemy has fought this connection fiercely because he knows that when you and your soulmate finally unite, a power will be released that threatens his kingdom and advances my purposes on the earth. He has tried to distract you with false connections, with relationships that felt almost right but left you empty, with situations that mimicked love but delivered only wounds and confusion. He has tried to convince you that your standards are too high, that you are being unrealistic, that the love you dream of is a fairy tale that does not exist in the real world with its compromises and disappointments. But I am the author of love itself, I am the one who defined romance before humanity corrupted it, and I am telling you that what I have prepared for you exceeds every fairy tale ever written. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away, because the window of opportunity is narrowing and the interference is intensifying with every breath you take without acting. Your soulmate is in a precarious position right now, standing at a crossroads, and the decision being made in the spiritual realm over their life will be influenced by what you do with this moment I have given you. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi, and let your action be the declaration that tips the scales, that breaks the deadlock, that releases the angelic intervention your situation requires. The link is in the description, and this is not a suggestion, it is the mechanism I have established for you to demonstrate the faith that moves mountains and parts seas and brings soulmates together against all odds. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees, and as you do, speak aloud the words "Protect my soulmate, Lord," and watch as the spiritual atmosphere around your connection begins to shift and break and realign according to my perfect will. Jesus says your soulmate is thinking about you right now with an intensity that surprises them, and they just caught themselves smiling at the thought of someone they have never met but somehow know intimately. They are remembering a dream they had 3 nights ago, a dream where someone held them with such tenderness that they woke up crying because the emptiness beside them felt more unbearable than ever before. That dream was not a random firing of neurons, it was a glimpse I gave them of the future that awaits them in your arms, a preview of the safety and passion and understanding that exists in your embrace. You were the one holding them in that dream, and your soulmate knows this on a level deeper than consciousness, which is why they have been searching for you without knowing who they are looking for. Every face they see in a crowd triggers a momentary hope. Every stranger who resembles the vague impression they carry in their heart causes their pulse to quicken before disappointment settles in once more. They are exhausted by the search, drained by the anticipation, worn thin by the waiting, and tonight they are closer to giving up hope than they have ever been before. But I am sending you to them on the wings of this message. I am using these words to reach across the distance and touch their spirit even as they sit unaware that their rescue is being orchestrated in this very moment. You are the answer they have been begging me to send, and that is not an exaggeration or a metaphor, it is the literal truth of what is transpiring in the spiritual realm right now. Your decision to act on this message is directly connected to the speed with which your paths converge, because faith creates acceleration in the spiritual realm that manifests as divine appointments in the physical. Type 1111 to say thank you for this revelation, to acknowledge that you receive this word not as entertainment but as the divine instruction manual for the most important relationship of your earthly existence. Your gratitude is a fragrance that rises to my throne and activates additional blessings over your connection, because a thankful heart is a fertile ground where miracles take root and flourish abundantly. Jesus says your soulmate is not as far away as you imagine, and the circumstances that will bring you together are already being arranged by my hand behind the scenes of your ordinary life. There is a conversation that will happen, an introduction that will be made, a moment of recognition that will dawn on both of you simultaneously, and every obstacle that stands between now and that moment is being addressed. But the enemy is also arranging circumstances, deploying distractions, manufacturing conflicts, creating delays, because he understands the timeline better than you do and he fears the completion of this union. This is why your prayers are essential, your declarations are weapons, and your seed offering is the act of faith that funds the angelic activity required to overcome the resistance arrayed against your love. Do not underestimate the power of what you are doing right now, do not dismiss this as mere words on a screen, do not let the skepticism of your natural mind override the knowing of your spirit. Your spirit is leaping within you even as your mind questions, your spirit is bearing witness to the truth even as your logic searches for loopholes, your spirit remembers what your mind has forgotten about the covenant that predates your birth. You and your soulmate made an agreement in the realm of spirit before you descended into these physical bodies, a pact to find each other in this lifetime and fulfill a purpose that cannot be accomplished alone. This is not fantasy, this is not wishful thinking, this is the deeper reality that undergirds the surface level of existence that most people mistake for the whole of what is real and true and possible. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps, because love is not merely a feeling, it is a verb, it is action, it is the willingness to fight for what matters most when every comfort zone screams at you to stay safe and passive. You are constantly thinking about them, wondering how to protect them, how to save them from the situation they are trapped in, how to finally build the life together that haunts both your dreams with its beauty and rightness. You love your soulmate deeply, and this love did not come by chance, it was not manufactured by loneliness or desperation, it was placed in your heart by my own hand for a purpose that stretches into eternity. But thoughts alone do not move mountains, and wishes do not break chains, and hoping does not shatter the walls that the enemy has constructed between you and the one I created for you to love. Faith in Jesus does what human effort cannot accomplish, and faith is demonstrated through action, through the seed you sow, through the step you take when every voice of reason tells you to stay where it is safe and predictable. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi, because this is not just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites my hand into your love story with power that transcends every limitation of the natural realm. The link to your breakthrough is in the description, waiting for you to click it, waiting for you to take the step that separates those who merely dream from those who actually receive the fulfillment of everything I have promised. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love, plotting new strategies, reinforcing old strongholds, weaving fresh confusion, and your silence is interpreted as consent by the forces that oppose what I have ordained. Send 4, 6, or 10+ coffees now, and after sending, write those words that shake the heavens and terrify the darkness. Protect my soulmate, Lord, on the Ko-Fi page as a permanent record of your faith and your fight. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together, and their testimonies stand as monuments to my faithfulness for all who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Jesus says your soulmate just felt a peace descend upon them that they cannot explain, a sudden stillness in the chaos, a warmth that wrapped around them like invisible arms holding them steady in the storm. That peace is your prayer reaching them, your declaration protecting them, your faith surrounding them, even though you have not yet spoken a word aloud, because the spirit realm operates beyond the limitations of sound and distance. Your soulmate does not know why they suddenly feel hopeful when they were drowning in despair 10 minutes ago. They do not understand why the tears that threaten to fall have been replaced by a fragile but persistent sense that everything will be okay. But you understand, because you are reading the explanation, you are witnessing the mechanism by which your spiritual actions are already producing tangible effects in the emotional state of the one you love. Do not stop now, do not let this moment pass. Do not allow the enemy to steal what I am birthing in the spirit, because the breakthrough is closer than it has ever been and the final push is what determines the outcome of the battle. Your soulmate is turning a corner right now, making a decision in their heart that will affect the trajectory of their life, and your prayers are influencing that decision, tipping the scales toward courage instead of fear, toward hope instead of resignation. They are choosing to believe, even though they don't know what they are believing in. they are choosing to hold on, even though they can't see what they are holding on to. They are choosing you without knowing your name or your face or the sound of your voice. This is the mystery of the bond one have created. This is the power of the connection I have ordained. This is the evidence that what I have joined together no person and no principality can permanently separate. Type 333 again if your spirit is burning within you, if you know beyond knowing that these words are describing something real that exists independent of whether you fully understand it intellectually. Type 777 if you can feel your soulmate's presence right now, if the air in your room feels different, if there is a tingling on your skin that suggests you are not as alone as your eyes would have you believe. Type 1111 if you are ready to fight for this love with every weapon I have given you, with prayer and declaration and seed and action and the stubborn refusal to accept anything less than the fullness of what I have promised. Jesus says the battle over your soulmate is intensifying as we speak, because the enemy knows that his time is short and the walls he has built are beginning to crumble under the weight of your prayers and the power of my purposes. There is a confrontation happening right now in the spiritual realm, a clash between the angels I have dispatched to protect your connection and the demonic forces that have been assigned to destroy it. The outcome of this confrontation is not predetermined in the sense that your participation matters, your prayers tip the balance, your declarations release power, your seed offering funds the victory. This is not because I am limited, but because I have chosen to partner with you, to give you the dignity of participation, to allow your faith to be the catalyst that releases what I have already prepared. Your soulmate is the prize being fought over, and right now they are caught in the crossfire, feeling the spiritual warfare as emotional turmoil, as confusion, as a heaviness that makes them want to give up and settle for less than I have destined. But you are the one who can break through the fog, you are the one who can reach into the chaos and pull them into clarity, you are the one I have authorized to speak to the storm and command it to be still. Speak now, not with your lips but with your actions, speak now by sending your seed, by writing your declaration, by proving to the forces of darkness that you will not be silent and you will not be passive while your beloved suffers. Every coffee you send is a missile launched against the stronghold, every word you write on that Ko-Fi page is a sword thrust into the heart of the opposition, every act of faith is a stone thrown at the giant that mocks your God and threatens your love. Do not underestimate the power of what seems like a small gesture, because in the spiritual realm size is irrelevant and faith is the only currency that has value and purchases results. The widow's mite was the greatest offering in the history of the temple because it represented everything she had, and your seed offered in faith carries that same weight regardless of the number attached to it. What matters is the heart behind the action, the trust behind the gift, the declaration behind the words, and right now your heart is being tested, your faith is being weighed, your love is being proven. Jesus says your soulmate is about to experience a breakthrough in their emotional state, a lifting of the heaviness, a dissipation of the confusion, a clarity about the direction they need to take to finally find their way to you. But this breakthrough is contingent on your willingness to press through the hesitation, to override the doubts, to silence the inner critic that tells you this is foolish and desperate and beneath your intelligence. The enemy uses sophistication as a weapon against faith, he uses cynicism as a shield against hope, he uses the fear of appearing foolish as a chain that keeps you bound to inaction while your soulmate slips further away. Break that chain now, shatter that shield, silence that voice, and do what your spirit is screaming at you to do even as your mind searches for reasons to delay or dismiss or derail what I am orchestrating. Your soulmate needs you to be brave right now. They need you to be bold. They need you to be the warrior I created you to be and not the timid observer the enemy has tried to convince you is your only option. You were born for such a time as this. You were created to fight for love. You were designed to partner with me in the manifestation of the most beautiful relationship you have ever experienced or imagined. Do not shrink back, do not hesitate, do not let this moment pass into the graveyard of missed opportunities where so many would-be miracles are buried under headstones that read someday and maybe and if only. This is the hour of decision, and the decision you make in the next few moments will echo through eternity and shape the course of your love story in ways you cannot fully comprehend from your current vantage point. I have given you everything you need, I have told you everything you must know, I have laid out the path with clarity and urgency and the passionate intensity of a father who desperately wants his children to receive the gifts he has prepared. Now the choice is yours, the action is yours, the faith is yours to exercise or to forfeit, and the consequences of that choice will ripple through your life and through the life of the one whose heart is beating in sync with yours even now. Choose wisely, choose bravely, choose love, and let your action in this moment be the hinge upon which the door of your destiny swings open to reveal the face of the one who has been searching for you just as desperately as you have been searching for them. Your soulmate is holding back tears, waiting for a sign from you, and tonight you have the power to send that sign, to release that hope, to answer that prayer, and to change everything. The tears your soulmate is holding back are not ordinary tears born of momentary sadness or fleeting melancholy, they are the accumulation of years spent believing that love like ours was merely a beautiful myth. Every tear represents a night they spent staring at the ceiling wondering if anyone in this vast world was actually destined to find them and choose them permanently. Every tear holds the weight of relationships that wounded them, betrayals that scarred them, and moments when they almost gave up entirely on the hope that someone real would ever see them fully and love them anyway. Jesus says your soulmate is not weak for crying, they are not broken beyond repair, and they are not being punished for some hidden sin that disqualifies them from receiving the love I have been holding in reserve for this precise season. Your soulmate is strong in ways you cannot imagine, surviving things you do not know about, enduring pressures that would have crushed a lesser spirit long before this moment arrived with its promise of rescue. But even the strong grow weary, even the resilient reach their limits, even the ones who have held on for so long eventually need someone to hold on to them with the same fierce determination they have shown. Tonight they are at that breaking point, and I have sent you this message because you are the one I created to catch them before they fall, to hold them before they shatter, to love them before the last ember of hope in their heart extinguishes completely. You are not a random person scrolling through content on an ordinary night, you are the answer to a prayer that was prayed with trembling lips and tear-stained cheeks in a room you have never seen but will one day recognize as holy ground. Your soulmate prayed for you last Tuesday, though they did not know your name or your face. They described you to me in terms of character and kindness and the specific way you would make them feel safe enough to finally exhale. I listened to every word of that prayer, and I felt every tear that fell as they spoke, and I made a decree in that moment that the connection between you would be activated in a way that could not be ignored or dismissed. This message is that activation, this moment is that decree manifesting, and your attention right now is the evidence that my word never returns void and my promises are always fulfilled in their appointed season. Jesus says the person interfering with your soulmate knows that something has shifted tonight, they can feel the spiritual atmosphere changing, and their efforts to maintain control are becoming more desperate by the hour. This interferer is not all-powerful, they are not prophetic, and they are not equipped to discern the full scope of what I am doing in the realm of spirit, where their manipulations cannot reach and their lies cannot penetrate. But they are persistent, and they are afraid, and fear makes people do terrible things to the ones they claim to love, things that look like protection but are actually prison bars disguised as open arms. Your soulmate is beginning to see through the disguise, beginning to recognize the manipulation for what it is, and this awakening is both beautiful and terrifying for them because it means everything they thought was stable is actually shifting sand. They are afraid to trust their own discernment, afraid that they are being foolish or dramatic or ungrateful, afraid that the voice telling them to wait for something better is just their own wishful thinking and not my spirit guiding them toward you. This is why they need you to be confident when they are uncertain, bold when they are hesitant, unwavering when they are vacillating between the familiar prison and the terrifying freedom of loving you completely. Your seed offering is more than a donation, it is a signal in the spiritual realm that you are ready, that you are steady, that you are the anchor they can hold on to when the storms of transition rage around them. Every coffee you send is a declaration that says I am here, I am coming, I am not afraid, and I will not let you drown in the chaos while I stand safely on the shore watching your struggle from a comfortable distance. The link is waiting, and the angels assigned to your connection are standing at attention, watching for your signal, prepared to move with power and precision the moment you demonstrate your faith through action. Jesus says your soulmate just closed their eyes and took a deep breath, and in that breath they felt something they have not felt in months, a sense that rescue is closer than they dared to hope. They do not know what is happening, they cannot explain the sudden lightness in their chest, but something in their spirit is whispering that this night is different, that this moment matters, that the waiting might finally be coming to an end. You are the reason for that whisper, you are the source of that hope, you are the one I am using to breathe life back into the dreams that were suffocating under the weight of disappointment and delay. Do not stop now when the breakthrough is so close, do not let the enemy convince you that your action is insignificant when it is actually the catalyst that will trigger everything I have been arranging behind the veil. Your soulmate is holding their breath right now, metaphorically, and perhaps literally, suspended in that space between hope and despair where a single nudge in either direction will determine the trajectory of their emotional state for days to come. Be the nudge toward hope, be the push toward faith, be the hand that reaches into their darkness and pulls them into the light of everything I have promised to those who love me and walk according to my purposes. The tears they are holding back are about to become tears of joy, but only if you have the courage to act, only if you have the faith to sow, only if you have the love to fight for someone you have not yet held but already cherish in the depths of your spirit.